This is a tutorial on how to build the piston door that uses an excessive amount of observers, and mostly just observers. This idea was by EMS597. First, we're going to start with 3 rows of 3 tall pistons. Clear the area for your slime and honey blocks. They can be in whatever order, as depending on which one you have more of. Fill that so you can actually walk across when the door is closed. Any block of your choice for what the door will actually be. Now we get to powering it. Right here, you can also use any block, but every other one must be obsidian, or else it will be pulled and break. We'll be using comparators, being powered by copper bulbs. To make sure that they activate at the exact same time, we'll do it like this. This lever is temporary, just to help us turn it off and on. Doing this helps prevent the bulbs from getting unaligned whenever you decide to flick the lever for some reason. Let's turn it on so we can see where to power next. Get jammed. This won't happen if they activate at the same time or recently together. We do the same thing here. This is on Bedrock Edition. Just know that. I'm not sure how well this would work in Java. Now we connect them. Just 2 lines of observers going from bulb to bulb. Test it to make sure that they're all facing the right way. Every piston is on. Right, I broke a block. Now when we retract it, we have to power this one again. There's 2 ways to do this. You can either use observers, or a cheaper way that works faster actually is just pistons and redstone blocks. I'll be doing this way because it makes a satisfying sound. You can put those last if you want. I placed that wrong. So I have the pistons, where when they're on, the redstone blocks would be powering the pistons again, the original ones. I make sure that the face is facing away. I don't know if that's a pun or not, but I hope not. We're going to take power from here. Now we're going to do 2 blocks. Because we want to have room for this copper bulb. It would be very important. Let's try that again. Now we can see it in action. Now we power this one. We're going to use the same thing. And the reason we're doing this instead of powering it directly is because the wall will move here. It only goes to here, which is why you can use observers for the rest. But this helps prevent the wall sliding into something. We're going to test it by just coming off the side here and seeing if that's enough delay. If not, we can add more. Which I don't think it will be. No. So let's just go up a block and try again. One more. So you will come off of the end of your original line, go up 2 blocks, and make a 180 turn down to power these next pistons. I have to power these. You could do that by powering the pistons or the blocks. It's cheaper to just do the blocks by just having observers go into them with this same system. But as I said before, I want to have some satisfying sounds, so I'm just going to use pistons and redstone blocks again. And just to be prepared, we also need more here. And make sure that there are observers facing into them. Once it reaches here, we will go across and now power this back section from the right all the way to the left, whether it be pistons or powering these blocks again. Let's try it. Great. Now we power this one. To do that, let's go up 1 block. We'll try this. Come over. Make sure it's going the right way and not into the copper bowl. And then we go down. Let's try it. Now we should grab the next piston. That's too fast. We will go up 2 blocks. Or if you want everything to look nicer, you can go out to the sides. But for simplicity, I'm just going to go up. We can temporarily break something. But make sure we place it back correctly. I didn't have to do that. Alright, what is it? That's what it is. That one was placed wrong. Make sure they're facing right, or else a lot of bad things will happen. Now let's place all of this back. It'd be easier to have that prepared beforehand, but I'm just trying to do this off of memory. Let's try it. Now we should have everything pulled back except the wall. We do. Now this is the part where you can choose what you want to do. There's two ways to do this. The first way is the original, where at the very end, it has a satisfying wave. Or, if you want it to just be faster, it just moves back like a normal slime and honey piston door. The solution for this, since we couldn't activate this again, we needed another way to do it. We can't connect anything to the top or else it'll create an infinite loop. So I added this. Everything's still allowed to pass through, on or off, and then we specifically only power that to do the pistons again. But in the original way, we had the same problem. And so we used a piston to pull back and push back in the observer. This would activate it, and once it pushes it back in, it would activate it again, creating the wave effect. This works by powering the bulb that's already on, keeping the observer in place to turn it off, while at the same time having a redstone line of observers come off of the ending one back around to flip it again back to on. You can choose which one you want, but I will be building with this one since I already have it set up. And in the end, I will swap it out to show you how to build it. That's not mine. Over here. So it ends with this one for now until we get it to activate again. And to do this, we're going to take from here. Going to line up with the copper bulb. Go down, not that far, and have the redstone part facing into it. And now, the door should properly open. This is just so you can see it better. It's closed. There we go. Let's try it again just to make sure we were not lucky. And again, this part is optional. It just makes it look better. This is another part where you can choose what to do. I will show you both, but I'm just going to use the simple method that uses a lever, copper bulbs, and observers. The reason we don't power it directly is that this red dot in the center actually updates the texture when powered and unpowered. You can also use a button, but it takes a lot more resources, and all of this is necessary. But a button can help you hide it better if for some reason you would want to use it as a secret door instead of a lever, which is a lot easier to see. And now we're just going to run from here all the way across. back to the beginning. We need this hole again. Now, did something at flip-flops? No. Let's try again. I did power things off and on quickly. There we go. It's all fixed. And since we have over here, they're parallel with each other, you can't quite change the copper bulbs to be out of sync quite easily. So you can flip it quickly if you want. The only consequence is you won't know which way it'll open or close until the end. It's closed. Now for the other way, if you want the waves at the end, we're going to destroy this, destroy that. Instead use, well, you could still use any block here, but no, you either need a copper bulb or an observer, but just to keep it originally, we're going to use that. And we need a piston facing there. Well, I didn't mean for it to already be powered. Any building block of your choice to place a comparator on with a copper bulb. And since we're starting from the top, we're going to line it up again to power it, and then either side, front, back, or left, we come around, we power it again, and make sure that this is already powered. This is one of the flaws of this version. If you spam the lever, it can get mixed up, and then the door won't work properly. Unlike the other one, where there's no waves at the end. All you have to do is just not click the lever constantly. And now we have the waves. Speaking of getting mismatched, if you do decide to use the buttons, since they're pretty slow to activate and reactivate, you can't get it mixed up. The way they work, you can have a block behind them that will power this. Now this is just to keep it hidden. You could just have it on the observer if for some reason you want to use a button instead. But then it would just be much easier to use a lever. But by powering it, you send a signal to the middle block that, again, has the red dot, so you can't use it. Then it goes here to the next one, which will have a red dot. So you have to take the output from the next observer. Comparator to an observer. And you can't use this one because the buttons activate twice, so it will turn on and then it will turn off. Again, thanks to EMS597. And that's the door. And then decorate it however you like. Have this design. Have the copper bulb design. It doesn't matter. They both work.